Government of India Act 1919 or Montego-Chelmsford Reform. Guys, this Government of India Act 1919 is also called the Montego-Chelmsford Reform because this reform package was drafted by Montego and Chelmsford in 1919, and Montego was the Secretary of State for India at that time, and Chelmsford was the Viceroy of India at that time. Together, they had prepared the draft of Government of India Act 1919. That's why it's called the Government of India Act 1919 or the Montego-Chelmsford Reform. And previously, before this act, the law of land in India was the Government of India Act 1909. And you know that during this 10 years period, it was a period in this period a number of political developments took place in India, not only India but in global politics as well. If you will see in India after 1909, for example, in 1913, Muslim League had changed its stance, its objective from reconciliation to the self-rule. And then in 1915 a pact was signed between Muslim League and Congress that was called the Lucknow Pact, and under this pact Congress had accepted the separate electorate system for Muslims, and Muslim League had accepted that they will cooperate Congress to push British out from India. And after the World War One, since in World War One number of Indian soldiers had participated and they were expecting more grants from British government, so considering all those events, India decided to give a new package to British decided to give a new package to India in 1919. That's called the Government of India Act 1919. Montego, who was the Secretary of State at that time, visited India himself from 10th November 1917 to 26th April 1918. It's 1918. He visited India and he discussed the constitutional and political issue with various stakeholders in India, and after having a thorough discussion with all stakeholders, together with Chelmsford, he drafted a plan, a package, and then that package was sent to the House of Commons. The House of Commons in UK accepted this package on 2nd June 1919, and after that package was sent to the House of Lords, and House of Lords also give assent on 18th December 1919, and at the last royal assent was given to this act on 23rd December 1919. Hence in 1919 this package was accepted and it was made a law. Now let's see what was said in that. It had a preamble, and the preamble explained the British intentions to rule India. In preamble it was said that British want to rule in India, or British are ruling on India because they want the Indians to be able to rule by themselves. Their intention for ruling India is to make Indians self-reliable and to train Indians to rule. And the first point was that the Secretary for State or the Secretary of State for India would drive salary from the British Exchequer. Before that, the Secretary of State was given the salary from Indian Exchequer, but in this act it was said that the salary of the Secretary of State for India will be drawn from the British Exchequer. And bicameralism was introduced at center. That is, two houses were made in the Central Legislative Council. The first was called the Council of States, and the Council of States was consist of 60 members. Out of these 60 members, 33 were elected and 27 were nominated. And the next house was the Central Legislative Assembly. That was the lower house, and the Central Legislative Assembly was consist of 45 members. sorry, 145 members. Out of these 145 members, 103 were elected and 42 nominated members. And the seat distribution was done in this way, that the distribution of elected seats, out of the total 103 seats, 51 seats were given to general constituencies and 32 were given to communal constituencies. Out of these 32, 30 seats were given to Muslims and 2 seats were given to Sikh community. And in this way it becomes total 32 for communal constituencies, 51 for general and 32 for communal. The total number of seats, that's 103. And the nominated seats were also distributed between official members and non-official members. 25 seats were given to official members and 17 seats were given to non-official members. So in this way 25 plus 17, total 42 seats. Directory was introduced in provinces. Guys, directory means the rule by two different offices. Since directory was introduced, so subjects were also divided. The reserve subjects, or the subjects which were kept by the British, were under the governor and its executive council. It includes justice, police, irrigation, and water, etc. These subjects were given to governor and its executive council, while the transfer subjects were given to ministers. These include public health, sanitation, education, and local government. And the governor was given vast powers. For example, he could summon, prorogue, and dissolve the chambers, and he could prevent the consideration of any bill, and he could enact any law individually. That's, he had the legislative powers as well, and prior sanction for the passage of the bill was necessary. That is, if the council want to pass a bill, or if they want to have discussion on a bill, they need prior sanction from the Governor General. And the Governor General could nominate the members of legislative councils, and he could refuse or allow any financial demand. He had full say, he had the final say regarding the financial demands. And since there were a number of subjects in the reserve subjects that were under the central government, and their budget was made by the governor, and he had the power to make the budget. He was, you can say that he had full powers regarding the central budget. Guys, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and press bell icon. Thank you for joining. Take care. Goodbye.